There are the different types of molds: wire cut mold, molded mold, like that. Different types of molds are there. Based on the requirements, they are casted in a different shape, but usually they maintain the standard size I already discussed. And next one is the drying process. There are the different types of burning process are there, based on the availability of the material, based on the mixing proportion. Means, what is the meaning of mixed proportion? In a concrete, they will call it as an a M30. In a front of cement concrete bag, that is the cement bag, you can see 50 grade of cement, 43 grade of cement. Means, what is the meaning of grade of cement? After the 21 days, that is the curing time, if you tested that concrete cube in a compression testing machine, okay, that compression value is known as a compression strength. For example, 50 grade of concrete means 50 Newton per mm square. Means that is the compression value after the curing time. That is the grade of concrete. And the mixed design, usually you heard these words, especially for the RCC construction or lintel, slab, footing construction. They call it as a 1 is to 2 is to 4, 1 is to 3 is to 6, 1 is to 4 is to 8. Those kinds of mixed proportion you heard, especially in a concrete. Here, drying act as an important role when you add the some of the stabilizer, some of the, that is the material. If you add to manufacture the material, that is the bricks, you have to choose the correct drying process. Sometimes they go for the oven dry method. Means with the help of the oven, they dry the bricks. And some places they go for the natural, that is the drying. Due to atmospheric, due to air, okay, it dry naturally. And next one is the burning process. How we have to burn the brick? There are the different types of burning process are there. Last 20-30 years back, they are going for the conventional method. With the help of the wood or charcoal, they burn the bricks. Because of these burning process, we can expect the overburning at the bottom of the brick. And what about the top one? They burned lightly. In between, it is moderate, like that. These kinds of the burning we can expect, especially in a conventional brick, conventional burning process. Nowadays, there are the different machineries are there. They burned in a different process, and at the same time, we can expect the burning, that is the flame, or burning, that is the effect in a brick all around the brick. Means uniform burning process we can expect in a brick. That is the new burning process are there with the help of the oven at different temperature. Some of the soil bricks, it required 90 to 100 degrees Celsius. Some of the bricks are 100 to 120 degrees Celsius. Some of the bricks are burned more than 120 degrees Celsius. Based on the availability of the soil, based on the manufacturing process, is nothing but a molding process. And the next one is the what kind of material we are used. Based on these category, we are going to select the burning process. Next one is the final bricks. Some of the bricks we can expect in a three category. There is the first class brick, second class brick, and third class brick. At the same time, again they categorize into the own burnt brick, normal brick, and as well as the light burnt brick. Means what is the meaning of first class, second class, and third class brick? First class bricks, we can use it for the good construction of the masonry or building. Second class bricks, we can use it for the non-load bearing structure walls, for partition wall construction. Those kinds of were much important, much not important kind of, that is the masonry, we can go for the second class. And third class bricks, we can go for the manual construction and passage construction or culvert construction. These kinds of, that is the work we can go for the third class bricks. At the same time, we call it as a oven burnt bricks. Okay, means at a lower level it burn more, then it color, red color is completely converted into the blackish color or black color. We can't use these kinds of bricks for the main wall, at the same time main structure. Okay, this is the manufacturing process of clay brick. In examination you can expect a 5 to 6 marks. Explain with a flow chart manufacturing of clay brick. Okay, you can expect this question in examination. And next one is, What are the tests we have to conduct it for the brick? There are two types of that is the tests are there. First one is the laboratory test and another one is the field test. Okay, sometimes we can't take the material to the laboratory because of time issue. At the same time there is the distance or transportation issues. We have to conduct some of the tests in field, it seems. What are those tests? First one is the dimension test. It should be a proper dimension. As per Indian standard, we have to maintain some of the standard dimension. Okay. Sometimes, for example, first load there is a different dimension. Second load there is a different dimension. Third load there is a different dimension. It should not like that. All the loads, all the bricks, almost all 99%, it should be same dimension. And next one is second test is that is the drop test. If you drop the brick from 1 meter height, okay, it should not break or it should not fail. Sometimes some of the brick during the manufacturing process, they added some of the pebbles or some of the stones. Okay, it should not homogeneous. If you use those kinds of bricks when you drop from the 1 meter, aram say it's crack. You can expect the cracks and you can expect the two pieces. It break in between. In between, to avoid these kinds, please avoid the there is the pebbles and the stones in between the bricks. At the same time, roots, those kinds of the organic material. If you remove these kinds of material, then it is automatically that is the homogeneous material. You can expect the that is the strength. And next one is the stats test. When you stuck the two bricks, you must listen the metallic sound or belt sound. It should not broken. Then it is called as a good brick. If you expect the breakage or cracks in a bricks, then it is not a good brick. Means these are the usual three different types of tests they conducted in the field. And what are the laboratory tests on bricks? See, sometimes some of the major, that is the building structures, or some of the contractor, they want the report from the laboratory itself. They're not satisfied with the field test, what we already discussed. That is the dimension test and a drop test and the field, there is the scratch test. They're not satisfied with these kinds of tests. They have to go for the laboratory test. What are those laboratory tests on bricks? First one is the absorption test on bricks. What is the absorption test? How much that is the water absorbed on the clay brick or red brick? And next one is compression strength on test. What is the maximum load can take? That is the compression strength on test. And next one is the shape and the size. In a randomly we can check it in a field, but accurately, if you want accurate result, we have to go for the laboratory test. And next one is the color test. I already mentioned some of the bricks having the dark red in color, some of the bricks having the white patches, and some of the bricks having light reddish color, and some of the brick blackish, that is the worn burnt brick. We have to test for the color test. And efflorescence test, you can see during the curing time, you can expect white patches because of salt content or salt water or borewell water. If you use these kinds of water for the curing purpose, you can expect there is a white patches on your bricks. Not only that, there is a mixing proportion of mortar, that is a cement and fine aggregate. Some of the fine aggregate, or it is not you can't expect from the lakeside. Some of the there is the sands are from the ocean or sea or nearer to the peat, that is the peat sand. These kinds of sand having the more pH value or salt content, then we can expect the white patches, or we can't expect the good strength or stability in a mortar. First one is the water absorption test. How we can find out the water absorption test? Usually we collected the soil, especially those soils have rich in clay content. Then only we can expect the binding capacity or cementous property in the brick. If we consider those soil, there is a rich in sand content, then we can't expect the strength or binding capacity in a brick. If you want to get the good brick, those soil should be clay content, rich in clay content. First one, to find out the moisture content or water content observed by the bricks. How much it observed? What is the percentage? We all are know red there is the red brick or clay brick, it absorbs the water, we know, but numerically we don't know whether there is the 80% or 20% or 5% or 100%. Numerically we don't know. We have to calculate in a numerically, means we have to conduct some of the tests, that is the laboratory test. First one is dry sample of bricks are taken, then weighted. First, take down the dry brick weight. For example, dry weight brick is 2 kg, for example. Then you have to immerse the in a water for a period of 24 hours. You have to merge the, there is the brick in a water 24 hours. After the 24 hours, take down the brick, there is the wetted brick. Again, take down the weight. Initially, for example, dry weight brick is 2 kg. After 24 hours, when you immerse in the water, it becomes 3 kg, for example. The difference is 1 kg. With the help of the mathematical expression, we have to calculate what is the percentage of water it absorbed. A good quality of brick should not exceeding 20% of dry weight. Means as per Indian standard, okay, the dry weight, the good building brick, it should not absorb more than 20%. If it is absorbed 40%, 50% or 60%, means it is not a good brick. It absorbed 10%, 12% or 13%, means it come under the good quality of brick. In some of the PGCET and competitive exams or civil service examination, this is the usual question. What, as per Indian standard, what is the water absorption capacity for the good brick? That is the 20 to 25% is the correct answer. And next one is compressive strength test, means how much weight it can take, what is the load it can take. For example, if you use these kinds of material, there is a structure, there is the MS structure, there is a multi-storage structure. It is completely, there is the load-bearing structure. In a structure, there are the two types of structures are there: load-bearing structures and framed structures. Framed structure means usually in apartment they are constructing these concept. There is the frame structure. Frame structure means there is the foundation, flooring, column, beam, and as well as the slab. Again, it will repeat: column, beam, slab, column, beam, slab, column, beam, slab, like that. Afterward, they constructed the walls in between the walls after the completion of frame. First, they created a frame. In between, how they want, they constructed the partition. That is come under the frame structure. And one more structure, there is the load-bearing structure, means simultaneously that is the foundation as well as the plinth, wall, column, beam, slab, like that they will construct it. That is come under the load-bearing structure. When you go for the load-bearing structure, some of the loads are acting on the brick. Suppose that is the multi-storage building. Some of the loads like a first floor, second floor, third floor, and the fourth floor, dead weight or self weight of the building, it is acting on the ground floor, that is the brick masonry walls. Okay. In these kinds of, there is the structure, maximum loads are acting on the brick. Those bricks should have the more it should have the it should have or withstand the more upcoming load. Then it is called it as a good brick. Some of the bricks, if you apply the load, it suddenly get failed. You can't use these kinds of, that is the bricks. And then what is the maximum or minimum compression strength of red brick? First one, brick is placed in a compression testing machine, that is the red brick, and apply the load on brick. At the point it breaks or value, note down the failure load or crushing strength value. Okay. Minimum compression strength of brick is 3.5 Newton per mm square. Okay. This is also usual question in PGCET or some of the competitive exams. What is the minimum compression strength of clay brick? That is the 3.5 Newton per mm square. There is the As per IS code, that is the minimum compression value is 3.5 Newton per mm square. Some bricks are 1, 1.5, 1.2, 2, 2.5 also you can expect. But those kinds of bricks are not good for construction of masonry. This the 3.5 is the minimum compression strength of brick masonry. And next one is efflorescence. As we already discussed, some of the materials when the deposited on efflorescence is inscribable, is nil. Means you can't expect any white patches in your bricks. Some of the buildings, some of the government buildings, you can expect these kinds of, that is the structure. And when the deposit effluent does not cover more than 10% of exposed area of the brick, how we can find out whether that is the nil, slight, moderate, heavy and serious? Means if you calculate what is the length and the width of the brick masonry. For example, height of the usual height of the, that is the floor height is 3.1 meter, and what is the width? If you calculate what is the complete area, that area is exposed to 10% of efflorescence, means there is the slight. It is more than 50% of area is moderate, and 50%, more than 50%, it is act as an a heavy. And some of the places you can expect there is a powder deposition and a flake away from the brick surface. You can expect that is called it as an a heavy. And next one is the serious, when the deposits are heavy and powdered or flake away from the brick surface, we call it as an a serious. Okay. And efflorescence material, and I told that is the moderate is 10 to 15%. 10 to 15% we call it as an a moderate. Heavy means more than 50%, we call it as an a heavy material. And next one is the classification of the bricks are done based on the following property. I already discussed there is the first class and second class and third class, like that different types of, there is the bricks. First one is the first class brick. These are truly burnt, thoroughly burnt, and are deep red, cherry or copper color. Means it is uniformly burned. In all the sides you can expect there is a burn feeling, and it is in a deep red or cherry red or copper red. Some of the bricks you can expect there is the 50% is won't burn like a black in color, and the rest 15% is red in color, not like that. And in some of the bricks you can expect there is a failure in a surface. First class brick, the surface should be smooth and rectangular with a parallel and sharp and straight edge and square corner. It should be in rectangular shape with the parallel, and corner should be sharp edges and square corner. No impression should be left on the brick when scratch is made by a fingernails. With the help of the fingernail, if you scratch on the brick, you must don't have expect any, that is the impression on the brick. The water absorption should be 12 to 15% of its dry weight when immersed in the cold water of 24 hours. Means when you immerse in the water, that is the brick in a water for the 24 hours, it should not absorb more than 15%. It should vary, means the maximum is, it should vary 12 to 15%. The crushing strength of brick should not less than 10 Newton per mm square. These should be free from flake, crack, and stones. These should have the uniform texture, means free from cracks, as well as I given the example. If you add stone in between the or manufacturing of brick in between the brick, you can expect there is any cracks. At the same time, if you drop the stone from 1 meter, around you can expect the cracks in the structure. And these should have the uniform texture, uniform color, and uniform surface should be there. Users first class bricks are recommended for the pointing, exposed face work in a masonry structure, flooring, and reinforcement brickwork. Where the pointing is required. Without plastering, there are these structures or masonry they constructed. Those kinds of, there is the structure, we are recommended these kinds of bricks, and where exposed to face work is masonry structure, flooring, reinforced, and the brickwork. And second class brick, small cracks and distortions, small cracks here and there, especially in the corners or in between, we can expect these small cracks. That is the less than 5-10% of crack percentage. A little higher the water absorption is about 20% of its dry weight. No impression should be left on the brick when scratch is made by a fingernail. The crushing strength should not be less than 7 Newton per mm square. These category of brick, we call it as a second class brick. Where we are using these kinds of brick means we can use or recommended for all important and unimportant hidden masonry work. Means with the plastering where we are giving, where it is completely covered with the plastering or mortar, we can use these kinds of bricks. And especially centering of reinforced brick or reinforced cement concrete structure, we can use these kinds of bricks. And third class bricks are underburnt. There are soft and light color, producing dull sound when stuck against each other. Water absorption is about 25% of its dry weight. Means where we are using third class brick means it is used for the building temporary structure, where you want to deposit the cement during the construction, where you want to deposit or store the materials for the construction material. We can use these kinds of, that is the bricks. The water absorption should not be more than, there is that 25% of dry weight. And the fourth class bricks are worn bird, are badly disturbed in a shape and size, or brittle in nature. Means fourth class brick where we can expect means under there is the burning process. Okay, it is only burnt up. There is the black in color and badly distorted in the shape. We can't expect the rectangular shape. Some of the shapes are corners are eroded, and we can't expect the good shape. And it is completely brittle in nature because of worn, burnt. And where we are using these kinds of brick means the especially in a railway lines as a ballast and foundations and floor and floor filling and lime concrete and road metal, and where the linings are provided, where the fillings are required, we are using these kinds of material for the construction purpose. Based on the strength of the Bureau Indian Standard, that is the BIS, has classified the bricks on the basis of compression strength, and it's given the table. That is the class 35, the compression strength is 35 Newton per mm square, and the next 30 is 30 Newton per mm square, and 20 is 20 Newton per mm square, and 10 is 10 Newton per mm square, and 3.5 is 3.5 Newton per mm square. You come to the cement or concrete. If grade of concrete is M30, M is mixing proportion, and 30 is 30 Newton per mm square after the curing time. In a brick also we can expect there is the compression strength. The code book is IS 1077. Based on this code book, we can expect what is the class and what is the compression strength of brick. And next one is requirement of good bricks. What are the requirements? Simply we can't select or we can't procure the bricks. It should have some requirements. First one is the size and shape. The size should be uniform size and plain rectangular surface with the parallel edges, means straight edges, and sharp and edges, straight edges. Color, the color should be deep red color or cherry color, or uniformity, it should maintain the uniformity in chemical composition. And texture and compactness should be too smooth, should not be too smooth, means texture should have some roughness should be there because of binding. If it is in smooth surface, we can't expect any binding in between the two bricks. It should have some roughness should be there. Hardness and smooth. The brick should be hard when scratched by a fingernail. No impression should be made. When two bricks are stuck together, a metallic sound should be produced. It should create it as a hard as well as the sound breaker. And next one is the water absorption. As we already discussed, when you kept immersed in water for the 24 hours, it should not exceed 20% of dry weight. Crushing strength should not be less than 10 Newton per mm square. Brick earth should be free from organic matter, vegetation, stones, pebbles. It should be homogeneous. These are the basic requirement of good brick. And next one is ingredient of good brick. What are the ingredients you have to use for the manufacturing of good brick? First one is silica, alumina, manganese, ferric acid, alkaline, carbon dioxide, sulfuric dioxide, water. These are all the ingredients for the manufacturing of good brick. In examination, you can expect the requirement of good brick for 5 to 6 marks, and classification of bricks you can expect 4 to 5 marks. Okay, and ingredient of good brick also you can expect 5 to 6 marks. Not only in VTU examination, in some of the competitive examination they will ask ingredient of good brick, silica content 50 to 60, 80 to 90, and 10 to 20, like that. The correct answer it should vary is 50 to 60. Some of the competitive examination like a GATE, PGCET or civil services, you can expect that question. Not only silica, alumina, lime content and magnesium content also they will ask in examination. And when it is mixed with the clay used for the brick making consists mainly for the silica and alumina mixed in such a proportion that clay become the plastic. Why they are using the silica and alumina means we can increase the plasticity or binding capacity when water is added to, and it consists of small proportion of lime, iron, magnesium, sulfur, etc. The proportions are varies, and carbon dioxide, sulfuric dioxide and water we have to use for the small percentage. And function of various ingredient. What is the function of each ingredient? Whether there is the silica, alumina or lime, magnesium, ferric acid, different, etc. What is the function of each, that is the ingredient? First one is the silica. When silica retain its shape, impart durability, prevent the shrinkage and warping, excess of silica makes brick brittle and weak on burning. If used in a correct proportion, okay, we can expect the proper shape, good durability, and we can minimize the shrinkage and cracks also. If it is, that is the percentages exceed or more, if you use the more silica content, it become brittle in nature, and when it become the weak during the burning process. And next one is alumina. Alumina absorb the water and render the clay plastic. If alumina is present in excess of specific quantity, it produces the cracks in a bricks on drying. Means alumina absorb the water. When it go for the water, we don't know what is the percentage of water. It absorb the water to create a clay plastic. When it is excess specified quantity, it produces the cracks in a bricks during the burning process. Then we can expect there is the shrinkage cracks when you add more alumina content. Come to the lime. Lime is normally it should be less than 10% of clay. Lime in a brick have following effect: reduces the shrinkage, means shrinkage cracks we can reduce, and the clay to melt during the burning and helps to bind it. And carbonate from the lime lower the fusion point. Excess of lime, the bricks or melt, try to melt and brick loses its shape. Red bricks are obtained or burning considerably high temperature for more than 800 degrees Celsius. These are the some of the functions of various ingredients. and magnesia rarely exceeding 1% affect the color and make the brick yellow. If you use more magnesium content, the brick is converted red to yellow color. And iron oxide consists less than 7% of clay, impart the following property. Gives the red color on the burning when excess of oxygen is available, and dark brown, even the black color when oxygen is available, is insufficient. However, excess of ferric oxide makes brick dark blue. Means is nothing but practically we can expect there is a black in a dark black. Usually there is not a black dark, that is dark blue. Improve the impermeability and durability, means we can improve the permeability, that is the that is the water flow we can improve, and the durability also tends to lower the fission point of clay, especially if presence of ferric acid. Give the strength and hardness. Iron give the more strength as well as the hardness to this structure. Students, any doubt? Any doubt? Any
No,
doubt?
sir.
No, sir.
One. USN 1.
Yes, sir.
1.
Yes, sir.
2.
Present.
Present, sir.
3.
Yes, sir.
4.
Sir, present, sir.
5. 5. 6. 7.
Yes, sir.
8.
Yes, sir.
9.
Present, sir.
10.
Present, sir.
11. 11. 12. 12. 13.
Present, sir.
14.
Yes, sir.
15.
Present, sir.
16.
Present, sir.
17. 18.
Present, sir.
19.
Yes, sir.
20.
Yes, sir.
21. 22. 23. 24.
23 present, sir.
Present, sir.
23.
Yes, sir.
Sir, 24 present.
Huh? Hello?
24 present.
Sorry?
24, sir. 24 present.
Sir, 5 present.
Sorry?
5 present.
Darshini.
Yes, sir.
Darshini, can you
Sir,
call after
24
the-
present.
Hello?
Sir?
Hello? What is your USN?
Sir, 1BY 19CV005.
25. 25, 26,
Present, sir.
27, 29,
Present, sir.
30,
Present, sir.
31, 32, 33,
Present, sir.
33,
Present, sir.
34,
Present, sir. Present, sir.
35,
Present, sir.
36,
Present, sir.
37,
Present, sir.
38,
Present, sir.
39,
Present, sir.
40, 41,
Present, sir.
42,
Present, sir.
43,
Present, sir.
45,
Present, sir.
46,
Present, sir.
47, 47. Okay. Students, I already shared there is the online course. There is the link. There is the wood sign beyond the building. You have to complete that course through Coursera platform, and you have to upload that certificate, certificate in Google Classroom with your
Sir,
name
excuse
as
me,
well
sir.
as DSL. Sorry.
Sir, Kushal present, sir, on mic work ಆಗ್ತಾ ಅಂತ sir. Kushal.
Okay, pa.
Kushal V.
Okay, okay, pa. You have to upload there is the certificates in Google Classroom, okay, without fail. Before 20 September, this month at 20, you have to upload the certificates. That certificate is mandatory for assessment of your assignment. That is mandatory. It's my request from my end. Please complete as per as possible early and upload in Google Classroom. If you log in through BMSIT official mail ID, it is completely free of cost. Okay, you have to upload the certificates. If you have any doubt, you can ask. You can interact now.
Sir,
Sir,
ಅದು ಅಪ್ಲೋಡ್ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ ಅದು.
Itesh, you can call afterwards, pa. Okay.
Okay.
See, during your second sem, there is the COVID, there is the online internals, and some of the way you are uploading your assignment as well as the internals. That is a scan copy, same format, same procedure. Once you download there is the certificate through Coursera platform, you can upload it in Google Classroom with your name and USN. Name should be capital letters only. All the letters should be capital letter, and USN you can upload. Please upload as per as possible early. If you have any doubt regarding uploading process, please call me after this class. If you have any doubt, you can ask. In this today's class, if you have any doubt, okay, thank you. Thank you, students.